being part of the community, ingrained in the community, the churches are able to reach places where other actors cannot reach.
I'm Anne Willie Langdji, and I serve as an ELCA missionary sent by the Evangelical Lutheran Church in America to serve as a regional representative of the ELCA in West and Central Africa. We live in Yaoundé, Cameroon, which is more on the eastern side of the region we serve in.
And I'm Willie Langdji. I am from Cameroon. I've been living and working in Cameroon with Anne for almost 14 years today.
Between us, we work specifically with the Evangelical Lutheran Church of the Central African Republic, the Evangelical Lutheran Church in Cameroon, the Evangelical Lutheran Church of Sierra Leone, the Lutheran Church of Senegal, the Evangelical Lutheran Church of the Gambia, Lutheran Development Services of Senegal, and an institution in Ghana, an ecumenical seminary of African independent churches.
Well, our job requires a lot of traveling because of the important relationship between the Evangelical Lutheran Church in America and the different Lutheran churches in these countries. We have to attend meetings, church meetings. We have to visit companion churches and visit programs. Sometimes we have to deal with coaching of the staff of different programs that we support as a ELCA.
We also get to be present when those churches are having celebrations. Those can be maybe special ordinations. 10 years ago or so, finally the Lutheran Church in Cameroon started to ordain women. So we got to be present when they ordained the first women in that church. Last year, I was at another celebration in Cameroon, which was the installation of their new bishop, representing the ELCA, bringing greetings from all of you, bringing greetings from our presiding bishop and our colleagues in this country.
One of the important works of the different Lutheran churches in the region is spreading the good news, as you know. And this is done through most of the people that are directly involved are the pastors and catechists and the evangelists. And so some of these churches have theological training seminaries and Bible schools, like the case in the Central African Republic. And sometimes the one church will have a seminary, like the church in Cameroon, that serves different countries in the region. And so just last month I was in Meganga in Cameroon to witness the graduation of new pastors from Cameroon and from the Central African Republic.
At that time, he also got to help say goodbye, and thanks to another ELCA missionary who's been serving as a professor at that seminary. So part of our role is also to provide support to missionary colleagues.
Yeah, and it's interesting for me because I was born and raised in the southern part of Cameroon, and I didn't know anything about Lutherans or Lutheran Church until I moved to the northern part of the country. The interesting thing actually for me is that when I learned about Lutherans, it was through one of the important ministries that the church carries out there, which is in health. And they have the best hospital in that region, in Yaoundé. And when you go to Yaoundé, you will not hear Lutheran hospital, but you hear Norwegian hospital. So I always thought that the Lutherans were all Norwegians until I met American Lutherans.
I think the first thing to share is that different countries have experienced COVID-19 differently. Most of the African continent was not as affected as, for instance, the United States was. And so it was a period when people on the continent were praying a lot for people in the U.S. because they saw how difficult it was here. Cameroon, we had some lockdowns. Schools were, kids were sent home and had to do schooling via radio or via TV because internet access wouldn't work. Other countries like the Lutheran Church in Sierra Leone or the country of Sierra Leone had much stricter lockdowns. They were prepared to do that because a few years ago, as most people know, there was a serious Ebola outbreak in that part of the continent. And Sierra Leone and Liberia and Guinea had lost many lives due to the Ebola outbreak. So they knew it was important to stay home, to wash your hands and do things like that. But it's greater hardship for them to do that because people live day to day. They harvest something today, they sell it in the market today in order to buy the other food that they need to eat. So the church was called on by the government to assist those people, especially. As a result, Sierra Leone kept its rates incredibly low. And it was later waves maybe where they experienced some deaths, but nothing like the scale of other countries. So it really varies from country to country. But in all of the countries where we relate to Lutheran churches, they were involved in responding, whether that was through education and health promotion or through actual sort of assistance to people.
When you walk around today, you still see in some places, although many people don't wear masks, but in some places people still wear masks. There's more of public hygiene. People are more aware of public hygiene, which I hope will continue.
We, in turn, are able to do work with our companion churches in the region, and that is overseeing or assisting with grants that the ELCA provides in many areas, including World Hunger grants.
So one of the good examples of a life-transforming program that's supported by World Hunger is in Senegal, and it's the milk production program that was started about 15 years ago. And this is a program that helps crossbreed animals, cattle in particular. Cattle from maybe the United States or Europe are brought in and crossbred with the local cow. The local cow produces very little milk, maybe half a liter to 1.5 liters maximum. But when you cross that, you have up to 10-15 liters a day, which is a big change. And the two important things that you get from this are nutrition for the family and also income for the family. In the Fulani culture, the woman owns the milk and the man owns the cattle. So when you sell the milk, you know that the money goes straight into the family, because men are who men are. Sometimes they have other priorities than the family. And so the possibility for a woman to have up to 10 liters of milk a day gives a jump in family income from 1 liter to 10 liters. So it's a tenfold increase. And then the good thing again is that project buys back the milk, adds value to it, and markets it, which provides a steady source of income for the whole family. The one wonderful thing that I always think about is somebody sitting in Minot or in Texas and gives offering of $1, doesn't really realize what impact that is going to have just when God comes in and decides this is what your dollar will do, but you're sitting in Texas and you never understand and this is what is going to happen.
So that's an example of how giving to World Hunger helps to support our companions respond to the needs of their communities. As missionaries who serve with the ELCA, we're really grateful for those congregations who sponsor us and make it possible for us to serve in the region of Central and West Africa, living in Cameroon. It's a vast region. It's almost as big as the United States. We don't have many missionaries serving in that region anymore. So people are really happy to see us when we can visit, when we can be engaged, whether it's online or actually in person. So we're grateful for the congregations here in the ELCA Many of them are in the Dakotas, but we've got many more around the country who have chosen to support us and make that possible for us to be there.
So thank you so much.
Thanks. Merci beaucoup.